listen-only mode.
Alright guys, let's give it a couple of minutes before we start. Just let me know you can see the screen and you can hear me okay. Alright, I've got the Skype group open as well so I can see what's happening, and then I've got the questions box. So all I need to know is that you can hear me and that you can see the screen. Anyone? Great, thanks, Andreas. Okay, I did get your messages, Andreas. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow about some stuff that you mentioned the other day about testing stuff, etc. I just did not get time to get back to you properly, mate. But I will talk to you tomorrow or day after, okay, and we will sort something out for you to help with that kind of stuff if you want to help with testing and stuff like that. That really goes for anybody who wants to help with testing. There's a lot that we want to get tested. As long as people are willing to work within the strategies as I give them so that we can test things properly. If we find things are not working quite as well, then what we can do with the strategies is tweak them until they do. And that's typically how we do stuff and get stuff done, and we can get some proof and some results. And because I'm not really getting the time to go and run these campaigns often myself. So that option is there for people who want to get stuck in help, and you know, that will benefit everybody at the end of the day as well. Right now, what you see here, Social Synd Alpha, is the new version of the old IFTTT. Okay, we have an upgrade version. We have the basic version that we're given to the people who purchased the IFTTT tool before. This basic version is 10 times, maybe even 20 times more powerful than the old IFTTT one ever was or ever would be. Okay, because of the way we have coded it, it's been a big job. You know, I've been saying for the past week, it'd be ready tomorrow, it'll be ready tomorrow. I had no idea the amount of stuff that we had to go and do for it to get to the point where it is right now. So it's been a massive job. There's been a lot of changes in the account creation side as well. And you can see here, we've been working really hard on the account creation side, and it's showing. We're getting a lot of green. We're still getting some reds, but there's often other reasons for that, whether it's the proxies or whether it's you know, not a time delay in between the retries, or sometimes it's even our email servers that some of these sites get wise to because we're creating so many accounts with them. And sometimes it might just be better if we've got some failed accounts happening with the same accounts again and again, just to use a Gmail for those accounts, and you know, run the account creator with the Gmail to get them through. And we've done a lot of testing and a hell of a lot of work on the account creation side, which has taken up most of the time. But you can see we're getting the benefit now because we put the work in to get it better. And I was determined I wasn't going to release this, even under pressure, which is part of the reason why I stayed off Skype for the last couple of days, so that we could get things sorted. We needed it to be right, okay? And right now, we cannot release tonight, but it's going to be released tomorrow for sure. Gunpowder's downstairs just finishing some stuff tonight so that we can release it tomorrow morning. All I want to do is in the morning just give it a quick run through and finish a couple of tutorial videos, and then it's going to be released. So this is an overview video just to show you stuff in the account creator, how the maps editor works, where we can go and we can draw our diagrams like this, for example, how we can get them all interlinking and all that kind of cool stuff, and so that we can get tiered rings happening just at the click of a button, which is pretty cool, because this guy's on Fiverr.com selling this for like $85 for these kind of rings that we can create here, and we can create them pretty well. But the key was always going to be for this tool that we needed a very good working account creator, and you can see that the hard work that Gunpowder's put in has started to pay off. Okay, right, so let's see. We've got some questions from Dave, Andres. Yeah, okay. What I mean by the testing stuff is that I'm going to give strategies out for people to test with. Okay, I need people to actually go and do the work with the strategy stuff. Things like Traffic Scout Alpha, we should have had about 10 case studies by now. it's, you know, even the webinar last week I put off because I wasn't even sure what kind of niche I wanted to go after, what kind of keywords, and that was the only reason it didn't get done. But anyway, we'll pick that up this week, I think, on Thursday. Anyway, so let's talk about this tool that we got here. Now, there's been some changes in the account creator. There's a lot of things happening in the back end as well that still needs to be worked on. Things like filling out the profiles, bio and stuff like that. We're still working on parts of that. Some of the sites or parts of that needs to be semi-automated because we just, you know, we've been trying every day to work with different API keys. Every API key is different from every site, and we can get the bio info in there. Then we had, you know, like hours and hours and hours of work trying to be able to add the sort of bio image, like a headshot of a person, and that was just taking so much time that we decided, okay, for us to do this, we're probably going to need to semi-automate some parts of that. Okay. Some other things that we will be doing as well is that for blogging sites like Tumblr and Weebly and WordPress.com, those kinds of sites where we can change a theme, then we would go and change themes or semi-automate that you could change themes yourself. We would automate putting full profile links from every single profile that we're working on. So for example, if you set up an IFTTT account here and you've got a Blogger account that you're using, then we can put all of these links for each profile account here into the sidebar of Blogger as well. So there's a lot more still to come, but we need to get it out because people are getting impatient. And I get it. I understand it. I've been there back and forward about 50 times in the last week myself with the impatience part. But, you know, things do take a while to code. Sometimes things get a little bit delayed because, you know, they're not as simple as what they might look. It's not often a 2-minute job when you're doing complete recording. What we've done with this account creator will then be rolled out into the other tools with the account creators as well. Okay, so if you've got tools like Livestream Alpha, Video Synd Alpha, those kind of tools that have got account creators for Web 2.0, for social bookmarks, etc. This is going to be rolled out into them as well, so that you can get this kind of success rate. And when we put them into those tools as well, we will start to build out some more sites for those particular tools, because we've done what we can with the IFTTT stuff now. Now we can put it into the other tools, and we can get into tools like Video Synd Alpha and put some drag and drop in there and get rid of that bulk campaigner, which is really just not my style of doing stuff. But what we will do instead is we'll give you something better for VSA. So if you got the bulk campaigner for VSA, we're going to give you something much, much better with the drag and drop kind of stuff in there as well. Right now, so what's the major changes in here? Well, one of the first things that we realized when we were creating the IFTTT tool was that we needed complete profiles. Okay, we really need complete profiles to be able to do the syndication that we want. Okay, so for example, if I've got a ring like this, I need for that ring to work for every single recipe or applet, as you now call it, in here, then I really need a full profile, don't I? So the problem was always in the back of my mind, what are we going to do if we're getting some reds in here? You know, if we really want to get the full complete set, or if you're going to draw your own diagrams that relies on these sites to be able to be working properly, every single one of them, what are we going to do? There has to be a solution. So the solution that we came up with was that we could go and create a whole bunch of these accounts, okay? And where we've got some failures here, like for Delicious and Deagle for that one, maybe in the next site we've got Deagle here, okay? In the next site, again, from that we might have Delicious somewhere, okay? Or we got it up there somewhere, okay? So what we could do is we could simply select all the profiles, and then we could click on Mix Accounts. Now, I'm not going to press that right now because I've got my account creator still working in the background here. But what that will do is it will put into a database every single account that we got for Tumblr, every single account for Weebly, every single one for WordPress, Bitly, etc., okay? And what it would do then is when we start to create the profiles for an IFTTT account, anything missing, it's going to take from the database. Okay, so it's going to take the next one down that's available to use so that we get these complete profiles done. Okay, if you're going to find later that maybe Delicious, for example, or maybe WordPress.com, for example, isn't, is kind of low on resources as far as how many accounts you've got, then we can go into the bulk accounts creator, like most of you know anyway. We can choose this option down here to create accounts only in selected sites, and we can choose something like WordPress.com. We can go and create another 10, 20, 30, whatever, and we could build up our database of these sites, okay, so that we can get those accounts in there, and that will help us to be able to move at speed and not feel so frustrated that we will have some profiles that's kind of full, some profiles that's got too much red, for whatever reason it might be. It might be bad proxies, it might be the email servers are being recognized, it might be that we just try too fast, in between retries from failed accounts, etc. So that's what we're able to do now. And that will help us a lot, specifically for IFTTT, and that will give us a lot more success. With the other tools where we have like Web2 embeds and social bookmarking and that kind of thing, it's not going to affect it too much because we're really just working on numbers there, but we have got the success rate up much, much higher, and we've got more sites that we want to add into those other tools as well that are outside of Social Synd Alpha IFTTT stuff, okay? So that's the main first one that we've added in here. Now, when you're using the account creator with Social Synd Alpha, as always, put your proxies on from up here. You can switch on, you can switch off up here, okay? But when we're doing the actual mapping, the syndication stuff, if I come over here to the Synd mapper, I will explain these in a few minutes what they are, because they look kind of similar, but they're very, very different. But when I come over here into the Synd mapper, if I'm going to use something like those tiered rings, I can switch off my proxies at that point. I don't need the proxies for this part, okay? All I need to do, because I've already used the proxies for setting up accounts, attaching accounts to IFTTT, all I need to do now is just go into IFTTT, which doesn't require a proxy, okay? So we can switch off our proxies then, and that will be much, much better for us and much easier for us. And we use less proxies, etc. as well. They don't get run out so fast, they're burned out so fast. Right, next thing we got in here, which some of you will recognize or just cover them anyway, okay? We got up here recover, last backup. Now, I believe it's 48 hours. If you've created some accounts and stuff, and for any reason, if you fire up the tool, and the accounts have disappeared, and it's happened to us all at some point. It's really frustrating. So we had built in a while ago that we could recover the last backup. Now, it's always better if we go and when we create accounts, just to go and check box all, click on save, give it a name, and put it in a folder on your desktop or something like that, wherever you want to keep it on your computer. But what we can do, I think, for up to 48 hours, we have on the server a backup of your accounts, okay? So that should work as long as it's not too long a delay in between. You should be able to recover. But the best way by far is when you've created a bunch of accounts, just get in the habit of saving them, okay? You can save it in one time. And if I clicked on here to save all, I can give one file with all of these accounts, one name, and it's just one file I need to look after. It's so easy to do, and it's easy to forget to do as well. But just get in the habit, and it will become a lot safer for you to keep the accounts that you've created, okay? Now the next thing here, reset failed accounts, okay? This is kind of, it's been around a while, I think. I haven't been using the tools too much myself lately, but I got into it when we were building this out more. Let's go and find some accounts in here. You can see where these were red. Now, when you've got some red in a profile, you can go in there and you can say reset failed accounts, and it will go and retry them again. So what we have done is in the account creator before, we would retry to do the accounts 3 times, okay? But they were happening too quick. I noticed during the week when we were testing this that it was just happening too fast. It would be failed account, retry it, fail, retry, fail, retry. It would be too fast in between. So we put a delay in between them. Okay, so the delay in between us we set, I think, about 15 minutes. Later in the week we will give you a choice of what delay to put in there, but for now it's set at 15 minutes. And we found that this has increased the greens in here, and you can see the result of that. Just by that one action has changed a lot what happens in here, just by putting that 15-minute delay. I would say to you, just leave it the way it is at 15 minutes, okay? But it means that when we're creating accounts, then you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for them to be completed, but you're going to get more success, which is better for everybody, I think. Okay, so that's one thing that we can do as well. We can reset the failed accounts, and that will change these from being read to getting retried again, even if they've been retried 3 times already. Now, when you do that, you still need to come over here and click on Start Creating Accounts. Now, if I click on that now, because I had set the Reset Failed Accounts button, when I do that, I still need to click on Start Creating Accounts, and it will go and it will retry. Okay, might be Delicious doesn't like this email server. It might be that I need to create a Gmail to be able to complete that one. I'll just do it manually or whatever, but it will retry. I think that's 7 minutes 13 seconds he's put in there. I thought it was 15 minutes, but anyway, we put a delay in there, and we will make it that you can choose, you know, like between 5 or 20 minutes or whatever, and just choose the time that you want to put a delay. Okay, and that will help a lot. Now, we did see initially when we were doing this, we could see a lot of problems that was happening previously, and we tried to correct a lot of stuff with each site as well. And it's been a lot of work. It's been a big job. And I know that some of you in the Skype group have been a little bit impatient. I get it. I understand it, but we needed to do it properly to try and, you know, not have so much frustration in future by taking a little bit longer to get this part right. It meant that we were slower to get into the other stuff, but we got something far better now that's going to last, you know, for a long time. So, yeah, I get it that you're frustrated, that you're waiting for stuff, but we're fixing this one first. It's the same coding, and we take this and we put it into the other tools. We can roll out this into the other tools, and we can put more sites in the other tools as well. That's what's been happening. That's really why there's been some kind of delays. Okay, so the final thing in here is this one here that's got refresh all profiles. Now, you can see here, for example, when we started with the account creator, that we had 11 accounts we were working with. Then we got up to something like 17 accounts. Then we got up to 19 accounts. Then we got up to 20 accounts. So, for example, if you get any old accounts like this, any old profiles like this, it's only got 11 accounts. Now, if you click on refresh all profiles, it's going to pull in the missing ones, and it's going to start working on those, okay, which is pretty cool. So you can go back into any sort of older ones and get those done as well. So anything that was missing before, you can see they all become 20 now, so it's going to go and retry all of these. But again, once you click that, you still have to click on this button, but it's working at the moment, so we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, now everything very clear so far. Adrian, the Daily Motion, it's showing Daily Motion is showing peach, not green. Okay, is that from one of the other account creators or this one? I don't think this one, because we are, this one says in queued. Okay, let's see if we got some success with Daily Motion. If I can find it again, where did it go? Yeah, we got down here like account created, just need to go and get the email verified. Okay, this one you can see here, it's been added into the IFTTT channel, etc. Okay, right, okay, that's the next thing actually, the IFTTT channel stuff. Look, Adrian, if there is some issues when we get it released, we're going to be on it fast. Okay, we want to get this as close to 100% as possible, and I know from the time and the work that's been put in from working with the APIs, etc., that it looks like it's working our side. Okay, then when we go and try it on a machine, a separate machine, there might be something pop up, and then we'll go and figure out what it is on the other machine and go back and try and fix over there. And that's been a long process for, you know, almost every site that we got here, which has really caused a lot of delays, but we got something far better now. Okay, one thing you need to do, if you notice there, that's, see if I can find that account again. See if we can find, yeah, you can see here with the status. For example, it says success channel added in IFTTT. And if I come down a bit, you're going to see just says success. When we have created the accounts and we got all these success, etc., what we have to do is we can check box all, and we can click this button here, start setting up IFTTT accounts. Okay, what that's going to do is going to start attaching the Digo, the Instapaper, etc. into the IFTTT account. If you've ever done it manually, you know that you have to go and activate each account that you've got within IFTTT. Okay, that still has to be done, but we can do it automated using this tool just by clicking that button. Okay, so we create the IFTTT account when we're creating the profiles. So every single profile has got an IFTTT account like this one. Okay, and what it's going to do, it's going to start activating all these within IFTTT. If any of these are not activated, when you actually go to start doing the syndication stuff from the software in IFTTT, what will happen is you will get a browser pop-up from the software asking you to go and activate that account. So there's going to be accounts like Facebook that we cannot automate anyway, as far as account creation. Blogger is another one. Okay, we can't automate the account creation for that. And those kinds of sites, if they're not activated, you're going to get a pop-up, and you need to. It's going to be semi-automated for you, so that you can it'll take as much as it do as much as it can for you, like log into IFTTT, etc. But there will be a point where you have to do some kind of manual input to go and activate. It might be put a username, a password for that account, for Facebook, for Blogger, etc. Just make sure you got those done ahead of time, and you will be fine. You could even have them open in your browser, just for speed, to be able to do that quicker. Okay, or you can do it from inside IFTTT.com as well. You might find that quicker. Test and see, but it's there for the automation part. As far as we could, it will fill in the details. It will log into IFTTT for you. Right, okay, so I think I've covered just about everything in the main part here. So what I wanted to do now is talk about the account creators themselves, as far as the settings and stuff in here. Okay, now what you see here is different, is the same as what we had before. We can create accounts and emails using our email servers. If you're finding there's one site in particular that's not creating accounts, it's probably because of the email servers. Okay, it's probably because they do not like our email servers. Okay, that's our guess, because we tested it. If you go and do it with a Gmail, for example, instead, then you'll probably get through. Okay, and that's what we're finding. So test that, before saying it's broken, it's not working. It's often just the email server. The coding is right, because we've got some success happening, and then all of a sudden it's not successful anymore. It's probably the email servers, but we can get around it. Use a Yahoo, or Hotmail, or Gmail, whatever, or just go and buy a bunch of accounts for a particular site if you want to just speed up the whole process. Okay, and you can add them in here as well. Okay, now the other thing that we got that never really got covered properly, I tried to do it one time in a webinar, and it didn't seem to be very friendly at the time, and that's to create this button here that says create accounts with scraped accounts. This really is for creating expired web tours. If you use Scrapebox, for example, and you found a whole bunch of expired web tours, there's a specific CSV format that we can upload. It will tell you can put in what the subdomain for a Blogger account would be, for example. Put in the details that's needed so that it can go and create those accounts for you. Okay, that's what that's for. But I haven't tested it in this new account creator we got there, but we will get to that this week so that it's working flawlessly. We want this working really, really well, because it's important for a lot of people. If we can get those Web2 accounts scraped, or even if you're buying them on Fiverr, for example, where they're not going to create the accounts for you, you can still get them done quite cheaply with the mixture of getting them on Fiverr and using this tool as well. Okay, so that's basically all we've got to cover from here. Okay, and if you want to do any branded profiles, you can use the single account creator. So you can put in, a brand name for username and password, etc. And again, you would choose whatever email you want to work with, as far as the ones that we've got on here. Okay, so what we found is that we put in 5 different new email servers. Okay, that dramatically increased the success rate immediately. That's why I say that, it might be the email server if you're getting any sort of failures. When we put those 5 new email servers in, then we saw a big improvement almost immediately from the success rates. So it looks like we're probably going to have to do maybe 1 or 2 a week, which is okay to do because they're only 88-cent domains. It's not expensive to do. We just buy .infos, .clubs and stuff like that, and they're working quite well. So probably it's going to mean that we're going to do maybe couple, 2, 3, 4 every single week, so that we can keep it as fresh as possible before we get sort of flagged for any problems that we might have with those particular sites, because some of them are very, very proactive in trying to spot automated activity from bots and softwares, etc. Okay, so that's the account creator stuff. Let's go over to the more interesting stuff for you guys, because you probably know most of that about the account creator anyway. And if you've got any questions, I will answer them in between breathing and talking. Adrian, yeah, the retries will use up captures. Every time that a capture pops up, then yeah. George, when you get in it, this is going to be released tomorrow. What we've done today, I'll show you what we've done today, because we had spent so many days on the account creation that we didn't get into this part more until today. We had the base of this built, but there was one thing really missing, this, that we could create these diagrams, but there was no way to differentiate them. So we had to build in, I'll show you, actually it's going to be easier if I show you. If I open up one of these, okay, let me explain this better. Okay, if I want to, I'll just start with new. Right, now if I want to go and create diagrams, there's different ways I can do it. I can drag the stuff over from here, and I can make squares, rings, whatever I want to do with them. Okay, I can do it like that, or I can have that already done before, and I can open something that's already been saved. Okay, so you can see here I've got a basic ring with no arrows, I call this one. Okay, so that pulls in a ring that looks like this. I'll just make that bigger. Okay, just roll your mouse thing forward or backwards to make it bigger. Okay, now if I want to put something in the middle in here, like a blogger for example, I would put that in here. I can tidy it up, I can just leave it, it's entirely up to you. With this tool up here, it says pointer, that means we can drag around. Okay, and with this tool here called connector, we can start connecting. Okay, I can go connect blogger to WordPress. When I've done that, then I can click over here and I can click to edit the applet. Now when I go to edit the applet, I can choose the trigger like any new post. I can select an action like create a post. Okay, and I can load the forms that allows me to do stuff. So I'll click on that quickly. Okay, and we've got these ingredients that we can put in. This is just a drop down where we can just click one time and it's going to fill in whatever our mouse is. Okay, so the title, we're going to put title obviously. I might want to take out this stuff here that says via IFTTT. You can put in something else, or you can just put nothing if you want. Okay, I prefer to put nothing in here. So we're going to put something like post title, post content, post URL. We might want to just do something like for, just to finish it off, I could put something like post published date. Okay, categories we can put in here for labels. Okay, or tags we can put in for labels. Let's do that, for put tags instead of labels here. Now there's something really important I want to show you once I get this part done. Right, if I click on save and close, it's going to close it and that arrow is going to be finished. Anytime I want to go and edit anything between the center one and where I'm linking out to, I need to click on the arrow, the black line. Okay, when I click on the black line, you can open this up. Now something really important is here, this applet group. Okay, the reason this is important is because this applet group is going to be one IFTTT account. Okay, like I've got here one IFTTT account. Let me pull in that previous diagram where I've got 5 rings in here. Right, okay, we would need to differentiate. If we got a design like this, we got a sort of mapping design like this, a diagram like this, sorry, I couldn't think of the word there. We need to tell the software what belongs to what, okay? Because if you want to do tiered linking, you need to tell the software which ones to do first, which ones to do second, etc. So that's why that becomes really, really important. Oops, should click on the arrow. I should know by now. Click on the arrow, and we can tell it when we click on the arrow what group that's going to belong to. So this is going to be group 1, for example, and over here, you can click over here, and I can say this is going to be group 2. Now you only need to do this one time for one recipe in each one of these. This one we'll call number 3. Come over here, number 3, and this could be number 4, number 5, etc. So that when we go over to create the accounts and stuff, it's going to know what to do first, what sequences to do first, and this is where you would be using your linking in this part here. Okay, if you wanted to have the WordPress from here in the middle over here, better to do it with an RSS feed. It's going to be so much easier just to do it with an RSS feed. Put it in here. If you want to put the Tumblr one over here, then you take the Tumblr RSS feed from this Tumblr account, from the one that's being created in the middle, and put it over here. That's going to be the simplest, easiest way to do it. Okay, and you can have this ring with some of these in the middle of these rings, if you do it like that. Now what we can do is we can create up to 10 different rings in one time. So you can create a diagram with, you know, twice this size. This has got 5. You can create a diagram with 10 if you really want to. So you could have like mega crazy tiered linking going on here. You could have, you know, like this is a branded account, these are kind of support accounts, and then you could have more accounts on the outside linking into these as well. Okay, so you can do things pretty cool that way too. All right. Before I go further, let me see if there's any questions about this, because this is where I anticipate I'm going to get the most questions from most people. This is the upgrade version. For the basic version, you won't get this diagram editor. What you will get is over here, you will see that you've got 6 different sort of sequence strategies that are built in, and let me show you those. If I go over to the Synd Map Manager, which is basically just showing you these different strategies, they're all quite straightforward, all of them, and I deliberately did that so that we could avoid the crossover that we used to have with the old version, where, you know, things would just double post into some accounts and we would have too many links and all that kind of stuff. So this Synd Map Manager is another place where you can go and you can change the applet details. Okay, you can right click on this, click on edit applet, and this will open up again. Okay, and you can do a lot of stuff from in here. Okay, so you can choose your ingredients for your triggers, etc., etc. Okay, and that will make it very, very easy for you to manage, even with the base account, which makes it 10 times more powerful than what we had before, because you had to stick with the sort of predefined ingredients and strategies that we had put in there. Now you get a little bit more freedom. Okay, especially if you're using things like the RSS. You can do anything with the RSS in here. You can put any RSS feed in here. If you're using YouTube, for example, if I right click on this and edit the applet, you can see in here the trigger is giving me a choice. So you can have a new liked video, you can have a new video, public video from subscriptions, or new public video uploaded. Okay, so that means you can go into some of your accounts and basically subscribe to another channel you got, and if that channel is connected, this channel here is connected to IFTTT, whenever that other channel that you're subscribed to makes a new video post, it's going to kick off the IFTTT syndication all over again. Okay, which is pretty cool. That means you got a lot more flexibility than what was there before. Okay, so we've got the link URL we can put in here. I'll just open this up again. So we can put URL, we can put in description, and we can put in, for example, the author name, whatever you want to put in here. Okay. Andrews, is semi-automation already implemented? For what part, Andrews? There's going to be a couple of parts that's probably likely to be semi-automated. One is doing the author bio stuff for adding the image. It's only the image that's giving us a problem for the full automation. So we'll probably work with the API to do the initial bio stuff, and you need to semi-automate putting in like an author image for blogs, etc. For which part were you thinking specifically? You would create the accounts first, and then you would create the diagrams. What is the process for? Well, you need the accounts so that you can make the diagrams work. So we create the accounts first. With all of these tools, always create the accounts first, I would say, in my opinion, so that we can just keep moving forward really fast. But what you will see here is we've got the group numbers in here. So you know if you're going to work with, say, 5 groups, that you need to create at least 5 full profiles, yeah? So you would go and make sure you've got at least those 5 full profiles so that you could work with them. Okay, and that's where the mixing accounts becomes really important for this particular tool, so that we can get those full profiles, because it's not going to just count according to the email and stuff within this profile of 20 accounts. If we've got Delicious missing and Nimbus missing, it's going to go to the next one down. It's going to borrow from that one. So you're going to have to go and create some other, separate accounts, Nimbus and Delicious, for example, where you can use the bulk account creator just to create 10 or 20 of them at one time, just for that specific site. Okay, so that way you can bulk up your accounts. Okay, so when we've got the Synd map editor over here, as long as all the things within the recipes is mapped out properly, and what we can do is we can click here once we've created the diagram, we click here for create Synd map. Now I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call this 5-ring RSS, and I'll put webinar on here so that I know for next time that I'm going to pull this one out, I can use it as an example. Okay, now when I click on that, it's going to give me the confirmation that it's successful. Right, now when I go into the Synd mapper over here, this is where we actually pull the trigger and start creating the recipes. When I do the drop down here, you will see that appears in here. That's only for the people who get that upgrade. Okay, if you haven't got the upgrade, you're going to get those 6 choices from here, which are pretty straightforward syndication, but there's no complications. Okay, and you can choose your own ingredients, and it's still very, very powerful, because if you learn how to use it properly, you can see we still gave you the group numbers, so you could take an RSS feed and you could go and do that 5 times and create yourself just 5 different tiers of linking with a group 1, a group 2, group 3, etc. So you can still do quite a lot with it. It's far more powerful than before, but you just don't get this part here where you can do it a lot more. Now what I suggest you do with this is just be really sort of clever with it. I'll give you some things to start you off. For example, we can put in a basic ring with no arrows in here. So I've got that always there. I don't have to go and keep dragging, dropping them over. Or we could pull in another one. See, I've got one here with the arrows, but I don't know which one I called it. Okay, let's see if this one. Yeah, this one is the RSS, which allows me basically do whatever I want in here, because a lot of what I will be doing with this will be coming from RSS feeds. We can get RSS feeds for YouTube, for Dailymotion, WordPress, etc. anyway, quite easily. We can get RSS feeds, for most places, for most sites, most types of content, pretty easy. This makes this one probably going to be the most used, in my opinion, for me anyway, because I can pull it in, everything is set up. If I want to go and change anything, I can do that. Okay, if you make any mistakes with the ingredients and you go later and you look at the posts, then you can go back into your ingredients part in here and do some changes so that you don't see too many links, or something you see that you don't like that you want to change. You can come back in here and do it again. Okay, then just run it again for the same IFTTT account from up here. Okay, so all we do is we choose the accounts from here, from the ones we got. So you can choose the account that you want to work with and just run it again. Okay, it's that simple. We can just delete and run over it. Okay, so you can do it again, and that makes it a lot more powerful than what we had before, because we were not able to do that easy before. Now it is very, very, very simple. Okay, let's see, we've got some more questions. Can you add a CVS with tags to every post? CVS, you mean CSV file with tags? What happens with IFTTT? It's going to take the post, the original post, wherever you put it. If you made a WordPress post, then it's going to take that post as is. I had somebody complaining to me in support yesterday or the day before, oh, you forget to put in spin tags. Spin tags is very important, because this is why we need to do spin tags. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've been doing this for like 8, 9, 10 years or something, and you're trying to tell me that spin tags is important. But what you've got to remember is IFTTT, you cannot use spin tags. It's going to take the content as is from, say, WordPress and post it to Blogger. And then it's going to take that from Blogger and post it to somewhere else as is. You cannot put spin tags with IFTTT. All it's doing is it's collecting a post that's being done. It's replicating that post somewhere else, wherever you choose. And that's how it works. Okay, we cannot do spin tags. So if you want anything that you put into that post is what is going to be posted over to the other sites. Okay, so you got that option to make that initial post as useful as possible with that in mind, with your syndication in mind. Okay, with the IFTTT stuff. It's not a tool like we've got with the sort of Web2 embeds or the social bookmarker where we can go and do the spin tags there because there's no IFTTT in the middle. Okay, with those kind of tools, we can put in the spin tags because it's up to us what we post when we're doing it with IFTTT. They will just take the post as is once it's been published and they will post it. So if you put spin tags in there, spin tags is what's going to show. You're going to see those curly brackets and stuff when you put it into another site from there. Okay, so it's got some limitations, but it's also got some advantages where, you know, we can do a whole bunch of stuff happening autopilot all the time. Whereas if we do like Web2 embeds, we have to run every single campaign again and again. Okay, where this is completely automated. So if you put RSS feed for your blog, then every time you make a post, you've already done the work by setting it up first time. Okay. Whereas if you post a new video on YouTube and you want to get it some extra Web2 embeds using a Web2 embed tool, then you have to create a new campaign for that every time within Video Synd Alpha or whatever you're using. Okay, but you've got more flexibility with the Web2 embed tool. Right. Tim, if you've got the original product, and what you do is you'll get the basic version for free. Okay, and the upgrade is $197 per year. Okay. We're going to have to charge annually for this. When we did the first version of IFTTT Backlink Commando, it was like $27 3 years ago. So what we're giving is I've actually valued this at $147 for that front end version that we're going to be putting out whenever we have sorted everybody from IFTTT Backlink Commando and let people in who want to upgrade, etc., to get the drag and drop editor. After that, we put it into a funnel where it's going to be 147 front end for that version that the IFTTT Backlink Commando people get. So you're getting a fair deal as far as I'm concerned, but we do need to put some recurring in there. For example, we've got Video Synd Alpha, which people paid $197 one time for about 3 years ago. We're still putting new stuff in there. We're still updating it. We're still maintaining it. But that money went, you know, a long time ago. That money isn't there anymore, that lifetime money. There has to be a sort of recurring money coming in to cover the maintenance, which is why we started the Alpha Sentai. So you can get Alpha Sentai, for example, and you can get every single desktop tool. Okay, so we have to go towards that model now. Otherwise, it's just getting too hard to maintain it as a business. But I'm sure most people understand that. Okay, but we've got a lot of plans even for next week to start on Video Synd Alpha. Regardless, you know, it's a flagship product. It's a great product. I feel that it's gone in a different direction that I didn't like over the past few months. I'm pulling it back and making it into a better tool. And we're going to put some drag and drop editing in there as well. And we're going to do, you know, just keep improving that tool. So even though I know that we're obligated to update it, we're going to update it anyway because it's just so important a tool. Right, so let's see more questions. Can you do a delay between tiered links? Yes. What you need to do, if you want to put a delay, what you would want to do is you would choose one of these and you could go and create your accounts, okay? If you want to do it from in here, I think we're going to have to build it in here. So for example, let's go and pull that one back again. 5-ring RSS. Yeah, I think that's a great point, actually. What we can do is we can put in here that we can put in a delay, but I don't think you need to at this point. You know why? The problem when we're doing this stuff with IFTT is in the account creation. At this point, once we have got this, we've already got our accounts, right? It's just pulling a trigger on the recipes or the applets, okay, which is done from the Synd mapper. Okay, we've already done the hard part with the account creation. So there it's just going into IFTTT and telling IFTTT what syndication to do. Okay, those accounts, and they're already attached, so you can turn your proxies off and just go for it. Okay, you won't need a delay for that part. Okay, let's see, we've still got some more questions. David, if you don't already have IFTTT backlink commando, then it's 97 plus 197 a year. Okay, 97 one time for people who are purchasing it first time. You will get that base version for 97. I've actually priced it at 147, but for the first few weeks I'll do it at 97, which is what people paid the IFTTT launch. They paid after to get to the sort of OT02 or OT03 version. Can't recall what we had in that launch now, but that's what they had paid, something about 97, I think, by the time they got to the OT02. So, you know, you can pay the same as what they did. Why did you get recharged for VSA? Because when we first started VSA, we had sold it 197 one time. Most of the sales were done in that first 2 weeks. When we released VSA, and that first 2 weeks was just crazy. It was just non-stop pinging on PayPal. People were just buying it. After, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, then we put it at 197 recurring, which we had promised to do at the initial release. But most people bought it at 197 lifetime. That's why. Let's see. Let's see. Is it going to be a buy link? Yeah, I can let you go and purchase today. I was initially going to hold this for the first 50 people. But I did put a link into the Skype group, and we had quite a few sales. So if I just kept it to 50 people now before I've actually done an official release, then people are going to be pretty pissed off. So what I'll do is I'll extend it by 50 more. So we will give the buy links out tonight, and we can deliver this until tomorrow. Because what we're doing with this group stuff, this has actually just been built in today because we just moved on from the account creators this morning. So this group stuff, he's actually putting into the sim mapper to be able to choose in here which one is going to be group 1, group 2, etc. He's working on that right now downstairs. He's over here in Thailand, so we're getting a lot of work done. So that when that is done, then we can release it. But there's still going to be updates every day. Okay, it's not finished when we release it. We've still got more that we're doing, but it's good enough that we can get it out where people can get to test it, and we'll be able to do that. Okay. Let's see, I've got a whole bunch of questions here. I'm trying to catch up with them, guys, so just be patient with me, and I will get through them all. Will the software pick up the first 5 profiles if I need 5 rings? Andreas, yeah, once I do the tutorial videos, once he's finished that part that he's working on right now downstairs, you'll be able to tell the software what accounts is going to be for what particular rings, okay? You can do that from the maps editor, or you can do it from in here as well. Once that's done, I'll have a tutorial, and it will be really clear because I will get him to show me exactly how it's working about 5 times before I do the video. And we'll be able to do that, okay? Okay, Manny, does it only show accounts already created? Does it remove accounts as they are used in each ring? In other words, the account can't be used twice. The easiest way to do it, I will build something in there, but the easiest way to do it is once you have created a bunch of accounts and used them, then just go and save them somewhere, okay? And that will be so much easier for you. But we do want to build in as well to get notifications from ifttt.com, which will tell us if any accounts go down too. So that will be coming later in the week as well. We need to get to that part, but it's important. But, you know, if you're going to do 10 profiles, then just have 10 profiles there that you use. Save them into a folder that says used accounts or something like that. But we will try and build in more fail-safe stuff as well. Okay, let's see. Thaddeus will be sending out, yeah, I'll be sending out a link tomorrow to the full entire email list, okay, for people that have already got IFTTT backlink commando. They can get their access, first of all. They can get their free access for the base tool. And then we will send it to everybody else. But I'm going to give you guys a buy link if you want to purchase tonight, okay? As long as you have got, you put your old IFTTT backlink commando licenses in here, they will work, and then you put your upgrade license in to be able to get the maps editor. But we cannot deliver this till tomorrow until he's fixed this one part here. But I've been saying tomorrow for nearly a week, but it is definitely tomorrow now. We got past things that we thought were going to be a lot quicker to do, and we finally got past them. That was mainly for the account creation, partly because we were just so determined that we were going to try and make it much better than we had ever done with the account creators before, so that we can make sure that we can, it's going to be less work for us in the future too, as well as less frustrating for everybody, including us. Okay. So yeah, there will be a link going out when it's ready. There'll be a link going out to all the IFTTT people to tell them, go and download your software from here. Here's the tutorials, put in your old IFTTT licenses, and it will work. And if they want to upgrade, there will be a link there to upgrade to. Okay. Tim, when will it be ready? Tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure. I could probably release that tonight, but I don't want to. I want to just give it one more run, just to make sure that it's working. Okay. Something in the account creator popping up there. Okay, Crocodile Dundee. That every time I see that name, it kind of throws me. On the Skype group, will there be a link going out via email? Yeah, for to purchase, I mean, I can give you guys the link now if you want to upgrade now, but we can't deliver it until tomorrow. But you can purchase it now and lock yourself in if you want to. There's already a bunch of people from Skype group already done that. In fact, there was so many of them done it that I have to extend the amount of people I'm doing it to, because I didn't expect that we would have so many who took us up. So what I can do is I can put this into the chat box, and if people want to go and purchase it now. Now, I have actually set this up for maximum 50 sales. So if it goes over 50 sales on this webinar, you can try again after the webinar, because it will auto lock. It will automatically send you to an opt-in form after 50 sales. But we're probably nearly halfway there just from the Skype group people, which is why I just need to extend it to 50 extra from what we've got on now. Okay, the link is here, but it will be delivered tomorrow. Okay, so I'll be sending an email out tomorrow, probably about afternoon my time, which is probably middle of the night America time, and there will be links to the download pages, to the tutorials, and you will use your license, etc. You will get an automated email from the license system if you purchase now. Just keep that license, and you will get the link from me tomorrow when we're happy to let it go. Let's see. Do you want a Skype group, Dan? I'll give everybody the Skype group who hasn't got it. We've got Skype group just for the alpha tools. Okay, let's copy the link. Okay, got it. Okay, this is the Skype group. You can go in there and you can join us. We've got over 200 people in there now, so not too big that it gets too noisy, but big enough that we can keep an eye and we can interact with people. Okay, Thaddeus, you will get an email for the IFTTT tool for the version that you purchased before. You will have something. So it's a very good version of it. It's a good tool. Send time members, same time, Keith. It will be into the send time member area tomorrow. Anybody from Sentai, if you're in the Skype group tomorrow, please remind me if I forget. We've got some more stuff to put in there. You should also have your WordPress RSS, Twitter RSS plugins, Traffic Scout plugin. I need to go in there because we've actually got a new WordPress sort of version of that. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put all the download pages and all the tutorial pages actually on the blog now, because it's less confusing. All you would need to do is go over to the blog, go to products, drop down menu, and it would be for every product, it would be tutorials page and a download page, so that you can go and find anything easy as well. We tried to use a system called Member Hub. I don't know if it was us that didn't set it up right, but it was a hell of a lot of confusion. So we ended up just putting it on a basic WordPress site with the domain name for each product, so like Social Synd Alpha or whatever, .net or whatever it might have been. So I think it's going to be easier. Just put it onto my blog and you can go and find there anytime, which gets me more traffic as well, which is good. Okay. Daniel, how does the purchase work for IFTTT? Basically, the link I've just put in there, that is for the upgrade. Okay. If you haven't got IFTTT Backlink Commando and you purchase that, then you'll need to you'll need to pay 97 extra for that license key to work. Okay. You need to put in your IFTTT license plus this new license you get for the upgrade. And I put a comparison chart on the pricing table there so you can see the difference between the versions that was there before, or the version we give to the people who were using IFTTT Backlink Commando before. But it's much, much better, so much better. Peter, what we're doing right now is we're releasing to 50 people for the upgrade. Okay, I've already done probably half of that in the Skype group, so I'm just extending it to 50 people more because I didn't expect we were going to get that much from the Skype group. So what I'm doing at that point is I'm going to close it for a while. And the reason I'm closing it for a while is because we need to maintain the value for Alpha Centaur, and plus we're going to go into a membership with Abish Rabji where we're combining our tools as well. And you know, I know that he's building some new stuff for that membership, and we will be as well. But you know, I've got to try and keep the value for that membership and reciprocate for the efforts that he's making. So it will be open again at some point, just probably after that. But you know, 50 copies at the upgrade, I would imagine a lot of people are not going to upgrade. They will take the base version. It's going to be the sort of more serious kind of marketers, SEOs that are going to take the upgrade. So I think 50 copies on top of what we've already sold will take it to about 75 in total, which I expect should be enough. But we'll gauge it and see. But 50 is what I've told Abbas, so I don't want to take the piss kind of thing. Pardon my language. I've just got to keep my word for what I did promise. Okay. No, Andrew, no, you're confused. People who bought IFTTT before, you get the base version, okay? That sales page link I put there is for the upgrade, okay? The sales page version I put is for the upgrade, is for the drag and drop stuff. If you don't want the drag and drop stuff, you will get the base version. If you want the drag and drop stuff, then there's two prices there for one computer and two computer license. So you don't have to pay an extra 147 to get that base version. That's what you will get to replace the old IFTTT Backlink Commando. Will the basic be using RSS? Yes, I've got RSS in the basic. I had to put that in there for you because I know it's going to be popular. Okay, so you can see the Synd mapper here, or the Synd map manager. You can see the first 6 in here are what you will get. These 2 here are just me playing around upstairs on this computer when I was doing some tutorial videos. But you can see we've got RSS in there for you. Okay, it's a basic syndication, just a direct syndication app, but you can put any feed in there that you want. PBN embeds, you've been looking at the other tools. Okay, what we've got here with PBN embeds, I haven't used it yet. I know that Gunpowell tested it when he put it in there. Basically, this is using the alpha networks, okay? This is my own video sites. We've been maturing some video sites over time. What we're going to do is we'll probably put in about 50 new sites every week, okay? They're not going to be expired domains, not all of them, but some of them we will put in expired domains from time to time. Now, the point of doing this is that we can go and do video embeds, but it will post into each site one time per campaign, so that we don't hit our own sites with like 20 versions of the same video. Okay, if you run a campaign for video embeds with the PBN stuff, then it's going into our PBN stuff, our PBN accounts, one video per site per campaign. That way we can manage it, we can sort of protect and let it build up slowly over time. There is already some expired domains in there, but we will bulk it up with some not expired domains just for the purpose of bulking it up so that we can use these just for some extra embeds, just for some extra tiered linking options, okay? And you can do that. Okay, let's talk about the RSS one as well in a second, but let me just finish your questions first, actually, because they're still coming in. Okay, let's see. will you be able to import accounts into the rings? Well, when you are setting up your, if you're in here and you want to use Synd, for example, then you're going to choose what accounts you're going to use from this drop down here. Okay, so the drop down will tell you which ones you want to use. When you're in the editor here, this is when you save it, it's going to be saved. You create the Synd map over here, and then it's going to be saved in the Synd mapper. So when you go into the Synd mapper, like that one I just did, the 5 rings, then you're going to have a choice of what 5 accounts to use. That's what he's working on right now downstairs, so that you can do that. So you can assign what accounts go in there. What's going to be account 1 or ring 1, ring 2, etc. That's what he's working on exactly right now, and that's why I can't release it right now until he's done that part. Okay, but that's a quick job compared to the stuff we were doing with the accounts. The accounts really took a long time. Yeah, you can still purchase the IFTTT backlink commando. Well, it's now called Social Synd Alpha. You can still purchase the base version, yeah. If you purchase that upgrade, then you won't be able to use it until you've got the license for the old IFTTT backlink commando or the base version of Social Synd Alpha, which you can get just by sending a ticket to the support desk, and they will help you out. If you're not previous IFTTT subscribers, what if you're brand new? Well, this is really, we're talking about for people who purchased IFTTT backlink commando before, okay? They are getting the base version of this, and then they've got an option to upgrade. If you haven't got that IFTTT backlink commando before, then you will need to purchase one-time fee at 97. Okay, I won't charge 147 for it for the first few weeks anyway. You can buy it 97 and plus the upgrade. You would have to buy the upgrade first, then contact support. I don't have a buy button yet to get the 97 because I put a buy button there the other day and it just confused people. I don't want to confuse people, so we can sort you out within minutes. Okay. Do we send a support ticket to send? Yeah. If you send a support ticket, I will set something up in Zaxa after the webinar for that to be able to be done. Okay. Okay, Tim, is the new version still effective? I created one account and used my real name. Yeah. So you're talking about IFTTT. If you tried to use the old IFTTT backlink commando, that's not being used anymore. Now this is ready. Everything new for that IFTTT tool is now in a new build that we call Social Synd Alpha. I think that's what you mean. If not, then let me know. You could use okay, so if you're talking about using your real name rather than additional accounts, then what you can do with that is you could have this like a branded account in here in the middle. Okay, and you can use your real name in there if you want to. But if you want to create accounts with your real name, what you want to do is go into the account creator, and instead of the bulk profiles creator, create one account with your real name, with your username, etc. that you want to use. If you want to do some niche marketing stuff and put keywords in there, you can. And when we have the bio profile filler thing completed, even if it is semi-automated, then you can go and put some more information in there as well, so that it's branded to you or to whatever niche you're in. Okay. Okay, Tim, you've got a lot of sites, so what is the best way to implement a new basic product? Well, you can run it if you've got a lot of sites that you want to run IFTTT to. Just click this out and let's open another one, and let's just choose the Rss Feed one from here. Okay, it's easy for me to demonstrate from here because it's in a diagram instead of just a sort of list. And what you can do is you can set up just an RSS feed from your WordPress site, for example, or whatever site you've got, and run one of these. Okay, so you got that base syndication happening, all on autopilot. So whenever you create a new post on WordPress, you tweet it, it goes to wordpress.com, it goes to Weebly, to Tumblr, LinkedIn, etc. And you can have your sort of main accounts in here if you want. Okay, so you can create an IFTTT account. You can just go and attach your main accounts I've got one account like that, which I did sort of manually. I connected my proper Facebook, I connected my proper LinkedIn, etc., etc. You can do that. And if you want to take it further, then you need to be using something like the tiered rings, okay? Something like this you would want to use for taking that further if you want to do further syndication. If you go over to Fiverr, let's go find this guy on Fiverr. Actually, let me find it on the other screen first, and I'll show you just exactly what we got here, because when you see how other people have been making money from this kind of thing, it's pretty shocking actually. See, new IFTTT updates. I've got a Google Doc here. Let's open this guy up. Okay, you can see this here. So this guy's got a 5 ring. Look how much he's charging for that. $85. And you can go and do that with this tool. You can automate that. You can even go and sell this kind of stuff. You could undercut him for price if you wanted to. And, you know, 10 days it would take here. Now you can do that in about, you know, a couple of hours depending on the account creator, but you can do it much, much quicker. Okay, and you can save yourself $85. Now, I know some people have gone crazy buying this kind of stuff from some courses that were released sometime after we had done the IFTTT backlink commando. Somebody else came along and did some better strategies and stuff like that, and they were selling this kind of stuff as a service, and you can see how much money they were charging, probably a lot higher than that, I would imagine, but it's now automated for you guys. Okay, so you can go and sell this as a service. You can make good money selling that as a service actually. Let's see what else we got here. Lane, can I address the question? What was the question, Lane? I've considered. Yeah, I've already answered that. If you're not a IFTTT backlink commander person, then what you can do is you can purchase the upgrade and send in a support ticket. We will send you a separate buy button to get the one time. The upgrade is costing $197 a year for one computer. To get the IFTTT backlink commando license, it would be a one-time fee of $97. Okay. Let's see what else we got. For the PBN embeds, what kind of membership? This is using our own accounts, Andreas. This is using our own accounts. We're just using the Alpha Network stuff, but we're building into Alpha Network some different options, probably after we finish the VSA stuff. So we'll probably build that up into, I would imagine, well over 1,000 accounts for video sites, and we will start building out some social bookmark sites as well. We want to use Volta, we want to use some WordPress sites, we want to use the DigitalOcean and some other hosting that we can use that's going to be kind of suitable for this kind of thing. Okay, so those, it's not a membership, it's my sites that I've got from Alpha Networks, and we can put that in there. If anybody wants to put the video embedder for their own accounts, we can put that a tool in there for that as well. Okay, and we will also put a tool in there for press releases. The mass media is down right now, but we're doing some work on the back end. It got broken. Hopefully we can get that up really, really soon. And we will credit people for the last sort of month or so, but it should be up pretty soon. We should be able to fix that quite quickly to get mass media back up. And what we will do is we'll put the press release tool in here as well so that you can post into mass media. Okay, Lamo, you just, if you want to purchase, what you do is you click on the link I put in the chat box, okay, and you can purchase from there, then send in a support ticket. Skype group, it takes you to a sign-up page. Hold on a second, no, that's not correct. Let me get it for you. So I copy the link and I put it in here. That should take you directly to the Skype group. Okay, I'll send to all. It's called Alpha Traffic Group. Okay. Can you do tiered links with just the basic version? You could, but you would have to do it like this, okay? You can come into the Synd mapper, okay? And you could choose something like the RSS feed. This is going to be the easiest way to do it. I'll show you the easiest way to do it. You would choose your account and you would create that. Then you would keep it on RSS power feed, okay? And you would choose a different account. And the best way to do it is to take one of the RSS feeds from one of those accounts in that first string, okay, and then do the same for number 3, number 4, number 5, okay. Take always the RSS from that first one. What you will notice in here with the accounts, we started to put in some RSS feeds. It's not complete for all of them, but we will put them all in so that, you know, we know that Reddit probably has got an RSS feed, I would imagine. I'm not sure Evernote has, but, you know, if there's any in here that we can put in, any missing that's really obvious, you can tell us. But this can give us an idea of how we can use it. So mainly the blog sites like blogger.com, you can put in an RSS feed. You can do it for Tumblr, Weebly, etc. Those are the ones you want to use if you want to do that sort of tiered linking out with the base version. It's going to be so much easier for you. Okay, Polash, the RSS advanced. Okay, now this is pretty cool. What we've done in here, the RSS advanced is basically, if I click on import account feeds in here, you can see this opens up. I can select all and I can import. And it's going to pull in all the RSS feeds that we've got within that account creator. Okay, and we can simply just put in username and password for Google. And we've tested this and we worked probably about a day and a half on this one feature so that it works. And what it's going to do is it's going to start creating RSS feeds. Is going to mash them up. It's going to create short URLs for every single one of these. It's creating short URLs. It's mashing them into one feed, post them into FeedBurner. Okay, from FeedBurner, it's taking that URL and pings and indexes the URL. Like the YouTube RSS, but it's a combination. And what this is going to be good for is to get these particular accounts. Notice get them pinged and indexed and mashed up and all that good stuff. And FeedBurner should get them indexed pretty quickly as well. Okay. We noticed this actually really works really well with the WordPress RSS Extreme plugin that we got done about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Because the problem we were having with Traffic Scout Alpha for initially was how quickly we could get the posts indexed, and that seemed to solve the problem without us realizing what we had created there, or without me realizing what I created there. We just started noticing, hey, when we use this tool, everything is getting indexed much quicker. So that has got a positive effect, and I think it's because we're using FeedBurner, which is owned by Google, and we're doing those short URLs and mashing them and indexing, etc. So that's what that does. So you can take your campaigns and you can go and create the RSS feed. Now you can keep those RSS feeds here, save it in a document, and later you can put it back in again. Okay, so you can click here to save your links, etc. And you can go and do that maybe once every couple of weeks, just to refresh and just to make sure that you're getting them noticed. Okay, and let's see if we've got the other questions. Will it work for ranking YouTube videos on Google? Yeah, there's a lot of factors for ranking videos on Google, and it's really dependent as well as what your competition is. This is going to be automated backlinking. Okay, how far you want to take that as far as the automation is entirely up to you. It's doing things like Web2 embeds, it's doing things like bookmarks. You can take that as far as you want. You can go and create, 20 rings of 10 if you want for every video that you ever upload to YouTube. What you can do is you can put in your YouTube RSS feed and go and create a sort of maps like this 10 times, 20 times if you want to. And so that your RSS feed in the middle here is always going to be your YouTube video RSS feeds or channel RSS feeds, okay? And that way you can have that going on, doing some crazy stuff. There's so many different ranking factors for videos. I mean, the interactivity that you got is very, very important. How long people stay on your video is important. Do they click through to your video from the search results? That's important. The number of referring domains is important. Now, we don't have so many referring domains here, but we can build a whole bunch of links. But we will have things in here as well, like the press release tool, which is perfect. Mass media is perfect for using for backlinking videos. so we can get those referring domains up, okay, because it's cheap, it's not expensive. So yeah, it can help, but there will be some extra tools we'll be putting in. We've got the PBN stuff, okay, that's no extra charge for the upgrade people. This is my network I'm building out for you guys, okay. And we also got Video Synd Alpha tab in here, which most of you are familiar with, okay. So that's going to be pretty good. And plus we've got the rank tracker here too, okay, so you can send your Video Synd Alpha videos that's been posted over to the rank tracker, and you can see how that's going on as well. We've got the Amazon tool, which I haven't got the API set up for it yet. What that will do, you can search for products on Amazon and you can get the results here on the left hand side. Okay, when you get the results on the left hand side, if you click on one of them, it will show videos that are related to that product on the right hand side, and you can download and re-upload them if you want. Okay, it's entirely up to you. What you can see in here is we've got different groups for categories, etc. And this is kind of important here because we've got things for top sellers, most gifted, most wished for. But look at this, it's got new releases as well. Okay, so if you choose a category or department as it's called here, and you want to get the very, very latest sort of health and personal care products and choose the new releases and see what's there, and you can go and actually get something ranked pretty easily before it really takes off. Okay, so if you did that once a day, just checking and see what new comes in, then you could be ranking stuff very, very quickly before anybody else knows it's even there. Okay, so that when it does eventually start to get some traction, you've got that first mover advantage of being sitting there at the top of Google and YouTube probably, and you can make money. Okay, an example of the Fiverr guy, in each circle a domain, so that would be 5 domains in the example. It doesn't have to be. What he's got in his little circle stuff in there is basically 5 different rings. Like he's got Blogger in the middle here, which looks like a different Blogger site, which looks like a different WordPress. He's got from here a link coming from, can't see the icon properly, but you know, he's got different icons linking out there. The easiest and best way to do this, the simplest way to do this, is do it with the RSS feed. Okay, that's going to be the easiest way to do that. You've got more control, and you can change it anytime you want as well. Now, what we can do with the tool is we've got this traffic redirect tool. Is it in here? Yeah. Most of you have seen this before, I imagine. And what we can do is we can create a new link, and we can put in a link name. So say, for example, I've got my launch jacking campaign #1. Okay, get rid of the typo here, and you can put in here a group, say call it launch jacking SEO tools. Maybe it's an SEO tool you're promoting, or a video tool, whatever it might be. Okay, we can put in the visible link, so we'll call this one ML1, for example, and you choose the referring domain. Okay, this is just creating a cloaked link. Now what we put in here for the destination link, it could be a link to an Amazon product, it could be a link to a product that's being launched on JVZoo, it could be a link to a CPA offer, whatever. Okay, if you want to come and change it at any time, okay, you can come and change your destination link. That means you can redirect. This does a 301 redirect for that destination link. That means you can redirect your entire backlink campaign, your entire traffic campaign to the next offer, okay, by using this. And it's such a great tool to have, and it's so simple, it's stupid that we've got that in there. It's simple, it's brilliant, it works. It does 301 redirects. So if you've got something like this being used, say for example you do a WordPress review for something like it could be an Amazon product, for example. Later, maybe you want to change the product link. You can do that, and you can come in here, but you could have that WordPress review being syndicated via IFTTT. Okay, and you could have all those rings happening, and you could be building up this massive backlinking syndication just by creating accounts and using this tool. If that product goes out of date, you come in here, change the destination link, and you've effectively just redirected your entire backlinking campaign to a new product without having to run through that whole campaign all over again. Okay, that's a very, very good tool, this one. It's really, this one I'm very, very pleased that we created and put in. Okay, Lane, you have purchased Guru level with Zaxa, just finishing retrieving transactional details. Check your email, Lynn. Okay, I put the link into the Skype group. What you can do is just say hello in there, and after the webinar, I will get LOL or Tanya or Stephanie to help you out. Okay, and we'll get you. I'm sorry, but there won't be any. You should get an automated email from the license system. You won't get the tool until tomorrow. Okay, so everybody gets the tool tomorrow. If you want to purchase now, you lock yourself in. But the tool will be delivered tomorrow because he's working on the Synd mapper for the group stuff right now. Okay. Okay, let's see. Tim, you got a mass media account, max credits, 50 domains. You'd like to create a circle in social Synd. You want to include press releases. You could take the RSS feed for a press release. What I suggest you do, Tim, is you use your mass media credits for backlinking into videos. Okay, it's going to be the best way to do that. Put one link in your video description, and when you're sending all those press release links in, then it's going to have an effect on the link you've got on your description. How do you create a YouTube RSS feed? I've got a tool on my blog. I need to activate it. We've got an RSS feed tool on the blog for YouTube. It's the easiest way to do it. Just go in there and you can create an RSS feed for YouTube. What's the strategy for VSA tab and for Social Synd Alpha? Right, okay, so this is kind of important. What I wanted to do with this is I wanted to, mainly for the Amazon tool initially, that I wanted to be able to put the Amazon tool in here. I think it's really, really easy for us to be able to go and rank new release products. Okay, this is a perfect tool to do that because we can just go in, set up an Amazon campaign. If we got that if we got that with an RSS feed for a particular channel, then VSA becomes really, really handy because we can take the video from the Amazon tool, upload it into our own channel. We can put new thumbnails and new intro and all that kind of stuff, and we can put it into Video Synd Alpha and syndicate it from there. We can do some tiered linking from there as well. Plus you've got all the IFTTT stuff. I really wanted the Amazon tool in here. I think it fits. We can do a lot with Amazon with this kind of syndication. If you've got a review kind of blog, if you've got a review kind of website, if you're doing video reviews, this is perfect because it's set and forget. You do it one time, it runs for, as long as those accounts are alive. So I really wanted it in there for that purpose. I wanted to put some more firepower in there as well for people who might not have tools like Video Synd Alpha. It's a good thing to have. It's a good addition to have. It will not have the upgrades that we've got in the main Video Synd Alpha tool, like the bulk campaigners and things like that. But it's good enough for what it's doing right now. Okay, it's definitely good enough for what it's doing right now. But what we want to do with the Video Synd Alpha main tools, we want to get some more sites in there over the next couple of weeks. And I went and ordered a whole bunch of Fiverr gigs so that we could go and find what other sites out there people are using, so that we will get into that next week and we will start adding more variety into the video syndication and not focus so much on spamming YouTube, but we will be doing a lot more for video syndication on multiple video sites, and plus we will build a drag and drop editor in there for video syndication as well, which is going to be really cool. I can't wait for that one actually. Okay, Mark, repost the purchase link. Okay, let me see if we can find up here. Here we go. Okay, the link in the chat box, and I'll put it into your question box as well so I can send it in there. Right. Okay, so that's all the questions so far. Anything else you need to know, then you can ask. If we will be in the Skype group as well a little bit later. Okay. Yeah, look, the Skype groups are free for everybody. If you've got any of our alpha tools, you're welcome to come in. Even if you've not got any of our alpha tools, you're welcome to come in. Come in and learn about what we're doing. Andrew, if you purchased for the first time, if you didn't have an IFTTT Backlink Commando account before, then just send in a ticket or just get a hold of Tanya or Stephanie from the Skype group or LOL, yeah, and or contact via me and I will get you sorted out, yeah. And they will tell you what to do next. All right. So I think we've covered all the basics for now. Okay. Now tomorrow it will be released for definite. I'm absolutely 100% guarantee that this time. We had some delays with account creation, which, you know, when I thought I could release it last week, I really couldn't because I didn't realize how much coding was still involved. I was just too optimistic. But now we come through that phase. We'll make it good enough to release tomorrow. We will have the maps editor stuff working, the different groups you can do with the tiered linking, but we will continue to work on it. Okay, there's still more things to be added. So what you get tomorrow is not going to be the final version. Okay, we will still keep adding more stuff to it. Okay, as we always do anyway. We always, you know, spend a bit of time on new tools, tweak them, test them, make them a little bit better, and get feedback as well. So if you've got suggestions, things that would really fit in well here, let me know. And, you know, if we agree with it, we'll put them in. Okay. Okay, you've already got Video Synd Alpha and IFTTT as well, and a special price. I've already put it at a special price, Joe. I've already put it at a special price. When we reopen this later, it's going to be 297 and 497 for the upgrades and 147 for the base version. Okay, when we release it, so it's a bit of a logistical nightmare for the support to go through people who purchase one particular product when we've had so many products and we got, you know, over 140 lists in Aweber. What we do is we put it at the lowest price and we'll let people get their upgrades if they've got a replacement tool like this is. Okay, and we put it at the lowest price for everybody, so everybody's got a chance who's a subscriber. Because most 99.9% of my subscribers are buyers as well. So that's the way we do it. It's just easier, simpler, and we can deliver, and there's not so much delays. We tried it the other way before, giving people personalized coupons, and, you know, it was just a nightmare for support. This is the easiest way to do it. Okay, it's still not working for the Skype group. Tim, if you give me your Skype ID, do you have your Skype ID? You can put it in here. I will put you into the group. Okay, I'll wait for you then. We can finish up the webinar. All right, guys, so this is kind of exciting. It's good that we've got this done now. We've got the IFTTT stuff back, and it's back with a vengeance. It's actually very, very, very good. So next we're getting back into Video Synd Alpha. We're going to build some stuff in there. Then we will go into the bookmark tools. We will build out the bookmark alpha tool. If you had social bookmark commando, or if you had bookmark alpha before, we're going to have something very, very, very cool for you guys coming up, probably within about, say, a month, because there's going to be another long job with account creators and stuff like that for specific types of accounts for those. But we got some very cool things planned out for that, and that means we're bringing back those old tools that we kind of lost due to the image captures when they first came out. Okay, so the IFTTT is the first one that we brought back, but I do want to do some fixes. Now that we got this drag and drop editing stuff, we can do some really cool stuff with Video Synd Alpha, for example, and take that to a whole new level. That will be quicker for us to do. Be not a quick job, but quicker that we can do that, build some more value into that tool and take it broader instead of being perceived as just a YouTube spamming tool. We can make it more like a traffic geyser kind of tool, more like a social traffic kind of tool as well. And then we will go and do the bookmark tools. So that's the plans. That's what's coming up. Right. Tim, okay, let's get you added to my Skype. I'm going to send you a contact request. You just need to accept that, and when you accept that, and I will get you added. And again, Dave, I'll get you added as well. Okay, Dave Wilcox, sent you a contract request as well. Mass media is down at the moment, but it won't be for too long. We've got this kind of broken back end. Don't worry, you'll get some extra credits. You'll get a whole month's extra credits when it's up. I've got somebody coming in to look at it hopefully at the end of this week, and it shouldn't be a massive job. It's just broken. The code is broken in the back end. The same recurring problems keep coming up all the time. So I haven't got the original coder for it anymore. So I've got somebody else coming in to do that. Hopefully it's not going to be a big job, but you guys will get you will get extra credits. What we're probably going to do is we'll probably cancel all the mass media accounts and let people buy in again and put it back at its original pricing, which I think was really cheap. It was like 5 press releases for $37 or something like that, or 10 for $67 and 20 for $97. We'll bring it back to that original pricing, and we will teach them some new strategies for using it. And plus we've got the press release tool being built into all the other alpha tools as well, where you can quickly create a press release, send it into mass media. But I just got to get that syndication stuff happening properly in the background and get rid of the bugs that was there, because they kept creeping up over the last few months, and we tried to get it fixed with the last guy, but he just kept not doing the work. So in the end we had to give up on it, and we will get someone else to come in and fix it. Okay, but it will be good. It will be come back. It will be good. You'll probably see your account get cancelled, but you will keep your credits, and we will give you an extra month's credit as well, and then you can come back in at the lowest price it ever was. So we can keep that going. It's an important product for us if it's used correctly. It's really got to be used correctly. You've got to understand the differences between what we got there and what Newswire or Press Cable have. We can't compete with them with distribution, but we don't have their prices. You know, for them to do 10 press releases is $300 a month. For us to do 10, it's $67 a month. There's a massive difference there. Okay, but there's specific times that you should use it, and you can use it to great effect. Right, guys, I think we're done now. Anybody who has purchased tonight, okay, thanks for purchasing. You will get delivery tomorrow for sure. It's going to be around afternoon my time. I am in Thailand, so I'm about 11 hours ahead, I think, of New York time. So probably afternoon, tomorrow morning your time, you will start to see the emails coming up, like go and get your download, etc. So I'll see how things are after we finish the webinar, and I'll pop into the Skype group briefly tonight, but I'll have my daughter visiting Thailand, so I'm not going to be too long in there tonight. I need to spend some time with her as well. Okay, thanks for attending, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Thanks.